Ever wondered why self-love is crucial in your journey to support and uplift others? Let me share a beautiful story with you. So there's somebody I spoke to called Sarah. Now, Sarah had devoted her life to helping others, always putting their needs before hers. Yet deep down, she grappled with a void of self-love and acceptance. Now, on top of it, Sarah had challenges at work. She had challenges at home. She had a demanding job, a strained marriage, and she was uncertain as a stepmother because she also was a stepmother, and she felt completely lost and alone. Now, in all of this, Sarah started to question her own self-worth, wondering if she had anything to even offer at this point. And in her darkest moment, different things happened, and she realized that she had been giving from an empty cup, which then means is that what that means is that she had been giving from what she didn't have. Now, the truth. Let me tell you a little bit about myself as well. At some point, I was a people pleaser, right? And I gave so much of myself. I wanted people to like me. So I would do the things, I wanted my friends. I'm also a stepmother, by the way. So we kind of had some kind of similarities at some point because we wanted to help people, we wanted people to like us. We didn't want to be called the wicked stepmother, those titles. And so I found myself also giving and giving and giving and giving. And the truth is, at some point, you can only give from what you have. Imagine going to a bank and not putting you don't even have an account in the bank. And you go there and say, I've come here to collect money. And they say, what's your account number? You say to them, oh, I don't have an account here. I'm sure they're going to look at you and wonder if everything is okay with you, right? Exactly. Because you didn't deposit anything. So how can you take anything out of it? It's the same thing with giving from your cup. Now, this message, honestly, for me, is a lot to coaches and therapists. How can you serve from a cup or from a place that you have never gotten to? Now, a lot of people that come to see me, if I'd spoken to 20 people, 10 or 12 will say, oh, I'm a coach. And I'm a coach. In fact, that's what they say. And so it's as though they think a coach and a therapist have the same kind of roles, but they don't. However, one thing that I've noticed is that coaches are learning things to teach people. They're not really learning for themselves. And so this might not be general, but I've noticed it as a trend now. Because when people come to me, we say, oh, and I spoke to a coach. Some people even say I spoke to a therapist. One day I was speaking to a therapist who had some challenges, who came to see me, to talk to me. And the truth is, we need each other. So she came to talk to me, and the first question I asked her was, have you been through therapy before? And she said, God forbid. And I looked at her, I'm like, and you're a therapist. Now, how can you give from a cup that is empty as that? Imagine if somebody came to ask you to teach them about emotions, and you don't even know what emotions are. How are you going to be able to teach them? So I beg of you coaches out there, I beg of you therapists out there, and people who are in the space and the gap to help other people transform their lives and heal and grow. And, those people that, stand in that gap, please, and please, first be everything to yourself before you become anything to anybody else. Because the truth is, you can never take anybody down into a hole that you have never gone into. And it's the same thing with giving from your cup, or giving from what you have. They all connect and they all intertwine. And this message has been on my heart for a long time. And that's why I thought to mention it. We can only give from cups that we fill. In fact, Lisa Nicole says, give from your saucer, not from your cup, which then means that I only give from my overflow. Now, I know that we want people to like us. I know that we want people to keep hailing us and telling us how great we are. But the truth is that if you don't feel whole and complete, you cannot give to anybody else from something that you do not have. So some things that I'll say that we can use, some tangible steps that we can use to fill your cup is self-reflection, right? Sit down, set times during the day and reflect on your thoughts, reflect on your feelings. You can journal, you can meditate, you can go into nature and walk. You could go to the beach. Self-reflection, spend time with yourself. So many people run away from spending time with themselves. Now my question is, if you don't like your company, why should another person like your company? Why? So let's spend time radiating the inner love, I keep saying it, anything that comes from inside is better than anything that comes from outside. Because if you give it to yourself, at least you can be sure that you have from yourself to give, rather than always waiting for other people to give. Sometimes these people that you're even waiting for, they don't even see you. They're too engrossed in what's happening in their life that they don't see you. Imagine you now waiting for them to give you when they don't even see you. So give yourself love today. Another thing is practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you offer others. Truth, we are our worst critics. You are the one that will criticize yourself the most. Someone else outside is not saying anything. Oh, you will say, oh, I'm so sorry that I'm late, that I did this and that. They didn't ask you. But because you are so hard and so harsh on yourself, you carry that everywhere. And because you are that to yourself, and the people that are recording me are laughing because they're doing it to themselves too. Do you understand what I mean? And because they're doing it to themselves, it's easy for them to do it to other people. So yes, as I resonate with them, I'm resonating with you as well. Abi, we're all here to learn. And honestly, as I speak to you, I speak to myself as well. Because we don't know everything. In fact, some people say when you think you know, you don't, that's when you actually know that you don't know. When you believe that, oh, now I'm a wealth of wisdom, it's still very minute. Another thing you can do is set boundaries. Establishing healthy boundaries is crucial, my people. Learning how to say, you know what, just practice it. From today, just stand in front of a mirror, say no, never, nehi, no, nah. Learn how to say no to people. Just practice it. Tell somebody that, look, everything you ask me, I want you to come and ask me for things every 5 minutes. And every time you come to meet me, I will tell you no. Because they didn't teach us as children between our toddler ages of 1 and 3. Everything was no. Would you do this? No. Would you do that? No. That's what children say. No, I won't do it. No, give it to me, it's mine. Because they're practicing autonomy. Rather than us celebrating our children, we started to beat them. Don't tell an adult no. Don't say no. You don't speak to an adult like that. But what did that do to us? It took away our power of saying no. So now even when we want to say no about something, we say yes smiling. And then we now start to look for how to dodge them later. When all you could have just said was no. And if they say why, because I choose not to. That power of saying no, learn it today. Another thing is nurture some of your passions. Don't just say, oh, they said I should. What are some of the things that just give you so much joy? That will fill you up, even if you got no dime for it. Nurture some of those things. So most of us, at least from my age down, our parents say you must be doctor, lawyer. What else did they say? Doctor, lawyer, engineer. If you came to tell your father then that I want to be a footballer, they'll say you must be crazy. Even then, it's now that they're allowing because they're seeing how much money people are collecting as footballers. I want to be a makeup artist. They'll say, this child has finished me and killed me. But now it's different, right? So some of those passions, some people went to school just to say, Daddy, here's your degree. Now, there are doctors who are makeup artists. There are civil engineers who are actors. Why? Because they didn't follow their passion. And when they now got older and they were able to, they started to follow their passion. So do that. Finally, connect with supportive communities. Find people who can help you fill your cup up. And find, please, positive people. Find people who can help you grow. Not people who will take away from the little that you are still managing. Not people who are pity party members, because those are the biggest parties you have out there. Not people who are miserable and only looking for how to make other people miserable. Find people who can help you, guide you onto that journey. A community that understands, respects, and supports you is a powerful tool to have, or powerful resource to have. And therapy, guys. I can never stop talking about therapy. A lot of times we cannot give ourselves because we don't know how to. A coach, a counselor, a therapist might be able to help you in that kind of space. People need to start asking, oh, I also want to say this. Also start asking your coach too and your therapist if they have therapists. Because right now, everybody, you do a course on Udemy and then you come and say, I'm a coach, I'm a life coach. A $10 course. Does that make you a coach? First, do things that... I know I just shook a table there. But it doesn't make you a coach, to be honest. It doesn't. A lot of practice, a lot of self-reflection, and a lot of going to even look at yourself. I spoke to somebody today. I said, look, stop running away from your past. You can never relive it. You can only review it. So you cannot be afraid of something you can't relive. But it's based on what other people have told us. We don't even know. So go and seek help so that you can live from a place of plenty and then give from a place of plenty, right? And learn how to, once again, say no. Thank you, my sister. Somebody echoed it behind. Say no. Learn all the styles of no, nehi, nada, never. Say no. Learn how to do it today. Now I'm going to challenge you to pick one of the steps that I've mentioned out of all the steps that I mentioned, and I want you to incorporate it into your daily routine, because your journey to self-love begins with a single step. And the first step could be, you know what? I'm just going to learn how to say no. Even if I don't want to say no, I'll just say no so that my yes will be more powerful and meaningful. Let's even just try that. Maybe you want to get a community once again that fill you up rather than sucking your blood dry. Even your family members can suck your blood dry. It's not just people outside. Even people inside, they can be part of your problem, right? Let's try this, guys. Let's try this and see where it leads us to. Here's another question for you. Are you going to take the time to nurture your love within, or are you going to keep giving from your empty well? Think about that question and subscribe to my channel today so that if you've learned something, other people can learn from you as well and learn from me as well. Click the notification bell and share me with other people. Once again, I encourage you to take small steps towards loving yourself today and giving yourself all the things that you need so that you can grow from it. Okay? Don't forget my deep dive course starting in February. If you got 10 minutes grace and beauty out of me, imagine what you can get out of 90 minutes. And then 4 times in a month. You'll be so empowered, it will be unbelievable. Because I promise you, if you spend time with me, your life will never remain the same. My name is Adiola Kingsley James. Have a wonderful day.